Good evening, YouTube Model Railroader fans. I'm Ray, and we're up to vlog 32. It just so happens that it's... Sorry, remember to pull this out beforehand. It's Wednesday, November 18th, 2015. I just don't know where to start. I really don't. Unfortunately, my daughter's been sick the last couple of days. We found out today she's got actually some sort of a respiratory virus that just has to work its way out. There's nothing they can really do to just have to make sure that she has to basically just relax and rest, and it'll pass. But I know there's been some things going on in the world, and I keep saying it, that I'm not going to let that interfere with this, so it's not going to interfere with this. I just got finished almost reaching through my computer screen upstairs a few minutes ago because I wanted to strangle somebody. But that's okay. If anybody's interested, they can look me up and they can look at it, and if they agree with it, fine. If they don't, that's fine too. To each his own, and we'll leave it at that. On to bigger and better things. Anyway, I'm not sure if I actually mentioned it on a past vlog or not, but I think it was maybe the September issue of the YouTube Model Builders e-mag. But there was an article that Big Bill had written about, his adventures in the hobby, I guess, for lack of a better term. And I found it rather interesting. And the more I thought about it, I was like, there's been a lot of questions raised, and a lot of people have asked. And I know I was on the YouTube Model Builders for April, and this beast off to my right, it brings up a lot of questions a lot of times, and people want to know more about it. And so, actually, it may have been the July issue, because I think I actually talked to JD Login Logos in July about writing an article, and I actually started writing an article. And unfortunately, he was up in Strasbourg on Friday, and I was up there Saturday. So we kind of crossed. But the bottom line of it is he'd asked me to put some things together, which I did, and I'm sure that some of us have already probably looked through it. At least I have. Of course I have. But, bottom line is the fact that I went ahead and wrote an article and sent it over to the editors at the YouTube Model Builders e-mag, and it was published today. So, I'm still branching off in different directions and doing things that I never thought I'd be doing with this hobby that I do enjoy. I wish I could get down here and work on it more often than what I do. But, it's a hobby, and unfortunately life gets in the way of hobbies. Life gets in the way of a lot of things. But the bottom line is, it's still a bunch of fun. We have a we have a good time, and to another point, it was kind of funny today. I actually got a chance to work from the house today, considering the fact my wife had to go to work and my daughter was sick, so... I'm sitting there on one computer doing all my normal work, and I've got my personal sitting up there, and Gino, I guess it was right around lunchtime, had put up something about he had remote switches that he wasn't sure how to, I guess, actuate them. And I got the thing, and I'm like, hey, Gino, I think I've still got a couple of the books from way back when. I said, I think they had the wiring schematic of how to use the SPSTs, the single pole, single throw. And to which he was like, if you can find it, it'd be awesome. So I came down here during lunch, and I actually went through my cabinet back here and found the book. Of course, I left it upstairs. You know what? Let me pause for a second. I'll go get it. Ta-da! I'm back. Unfortunately, I know that YouTube and Google and the iPad are still having issues talking to each other, and I've actually got a new computer sitting upstairs, but it's updating. I was hoping to be able to use it tonight, but it didn't work out that way. I wanted to get this done, so... And not only that, but that little PC says that it's going to take 2 days to update, so... We'll just have to deal with this with the iPad for a little longer. But yeah, I haven't been able to figure out what's going on with the iPad and YouTube and Google. It goes ahead and says it's exporting it. It's the iMovies. When it goes to export, it says it exports, and then once it's finished exporting, for some reason it says, oh, you can't, you're not logged in. What do you mean I'm not logged in? I am logged in. So, and I've looked all over the internet and so on and so forth, and I've just gotten to the point where I'm like, you know what? I give up. So, anyway, I found the page. This here, of course, probably belongs in a museum someplace, but this book here is the one that I pulled the diagram out of for Mr. Sharp, and it just so happens down there at the bottom it goes ahead and shows you the switch machine, your SPST switches. They've got this capacitor sitting over here. They said it's optional. I don't think I've ever seen anybody use a capacitor. It's always been one pole off of the accessory to one side, or to the SPST switches, and then the other side just goes to the common on the switch. So I don't know why they put the capacitor in there. I'm sure that it's probably, it was, I guess, for a slow discharge so the thing just wouldn't snap. But if it's a hidden switch, does it really matter? And of course, my railroad, I've still got the old slide and push, you know, because I never put the track plan on the control panels. I've never done it. So there was no, you know, there was really no need to use the SPSTs. Beside the fact that, you know, like I said, I have a whole bunch of the darn things anyways, and for my railroad, the shortcomings of the snap switches were fine. At some point, I'd seen somebody do this once before, and I can't remember the name of the railroad, and I doubt that they're on YouTube, but somebody had taken the tabletop, or the on top of the railroad's snap switches, and actually had cut a hole in the layout, and actually mounted them up underneath using Velcro. And they actually took, I don't know if it was piano wire or part of a real small paper clip, and actually poked that up through the layout, and that's what they were using the switch to switch. They were using them underneath the layout so that they weren't on top of the layout, which was really cool. It's like, that's a neat idea. They were basically being epoxied. They would just take the paper, part of the paper clip, and epoxy it to the arm, and the arm had enough movement that, you know, the Huji would just sit there and back and forth. So it was like, that's an idea for the future. I might try that. You know, whenever I get around to it. Which at this rate might not be until the next millennium. But that's beside the point, right? Anywho, I've been looking around on eBay, and unfortunately I'm coming up blank on my SW7 1500 or 1200. I didn't want to do that. That's right, this here's got... if you're wondering what I'm doing, this locomotive that I got from Connecticut, I kind of mentioned it, I think, on the last vlog or the vlog before last. But one of the things I noticed the other day is that, for whatever reason, when I put it back together after I cleaned it up, the couplers don't work. And I'm not sure why. So I wanted to take it back apart real quick and see what the heck was going on here, and for whatever reason I can't seem to get this son of a gun apart now. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. I just wanted to take another look and see if I could figure out why the couplers weren't working. And this little diesel is rather unique with the way it's set up. And I know I never showed it, but that's the innards. It's obviously got one of the Tyco motors in there. And I've already, like I said, I've already cleaned it up, oiled it up, greased it up, so on and so forth. And the only problem of it was, for whatever reason, is that these couplers just were not moving back and forth. And they still don't want to move back and forth. Oh, I think I see why. You gotta really push that sucker. There it goes. Well, maybe not. Wow. Yeah, there's a hole. Yeah, that's way too close. Sorry, folks. I'm sitting here trying to figure this out, because this doesn't make any sense. It's like there's really no room for this thing to rock back and forth inside of here. These are the oddest set of couplers I think I've ever seen. And that's saying something, I guess. But they really, oh man, that's odd. I've never seen anything like that. And they're both the same way, too. There just doesn't seem to be a whole lot of... I got this one here into, there we go. Boy, that is really, really tight. I don't like that at all. I think I'm going to go ahead and kind of trim this up a little bit. Sorry, folks. I'm trying to dissect what the heck is going on in here, and like I said, this is just really, might be easier to do it this way. Still not enough. I have a feeling that whoever had this locomotive before either never played with this to be real careful here because there's a pin. I certainly don't want to snap that pin off because that's what holds the coupler in place. If I can get one side, I'll shut this thing off and I'll do the other side and then we'll see what we got. There we go. That might be better. Okay, so that's one side. Give me a minute. 16 minutes. Anyway, I got it back together. I'm still not happy with the coupler situation here, and I'm not sure what else I can do with it, though. It's odd that they're not spring-loaded. They just kind of sit in there and kind of roll back and forth, but they're moving now, but not sure what's up with that. Something else to look into. Anyway, like I said, I'm up to like 16 minutes. Sorry. So we're going to go ahead and cut it off here for the night. I haven't done this in a while, but, you know, I do appreciate everybody's support. It's greatly appreciated. I'm actually, I think the last time I checked, I'm up to like 95 or 96 subscribers, but I'm up over 3,000 views. So, you know, the odd thing of it is, and I'm not sure if anybody else has run into it, but I've got some folks that aren't model railroaders that are creeping in, and I'm like, I have no idea who you are. I don't know if I should let you in or not. But, you know, I mean, so far it's been non-malicious, so I'll have to look at those again, but like I said, I'm up to 16 minutes. I'm trying to keep these things to 15 minutes or less, kind of like some sort of a commercial. But anyway, you all know the deal. You wait for the highball. Green tracks ahead. We'll catch you next time. Have a good one.